A man stands with a camera in the woods.
Working as a photographer and a filmmaker in the National Wildlife Refuge System, you have an opportunity to photograph every type of habitat and system that exists on Earth.
Photos of an icy landscape, tropical beach, flock of birds, fall foliage, swampland, a prairie, airplane relic, white sandy beach.
It's never been anything less than amazing to see the amount of diversity, the species and environments that these refuges encapsulate.
Ian Shive, photographer.
The National Wildlife Refuge System is one of the greatest national treasures that we have as American people.
Walrus, fish, polar bears.
I've been working with the National Wildlife Refuge System for almost 10 years. I've managed to go to almost every corner of the United States, from New England to Florida in the South, up into the Rocky Mountains, all over Alaska, and some of the most outerlying territories of the United States.
Aerials of different landscapes.
And those areas are where refuges are found. They're found throughout the entire country.
2 men and a woman in a boat.
No amount of preparation is enough preparation for photographing and working outdoors.
Carries tripod through water.
There's so much that you can't anticipate.
Photographs coral.
Conditions can be ideal, or they could be absolutely horrific.
Pelting rain.
Not the way that we expected, that's for sure.
Wet hair and jacket.
Rain, wind, high seas, lack of light, too much light all day long. It just really depends on where you are, whether you're in Alaska or somewhere in the middle of the Pacific. You need to be prepared for everything.
Shive walks along rocky surface. Looks up between two boulders.
But then there's also the creative challenges. How do you make something interesting? How do you tell a story? How do you bring home the story of a national wildlife refuge or any wild place? What might you encounter? What species might you encounter?
A shark, seals, birds in flight.
What people might you encounter?
Various men and women.
Each of those plays a role in telling the story, and each refuge is exceptionally different from the last refuge you went to.
Imposing glacier.
There's no formula that can be applied to visiting a refuge.
Shive holds up camera as he rides in a helicopter.
I refer to photography and film as a first connection, a form of visitorship, but really it's the first step towards actual visitorship. It's the first step for people to be inspired, to be struck by something and realize, wow, that might be right in my own backyard.
People in outdoor settings.
My hope is that first connection creates an inspirational moment, creates an urge to want to have that experience on an individual level, and that it gets people to put their boots on and go out and have that experience themselves.
Close-up of his camera taking a photo. Text: anyone can find inspiration in a refuge, with any camera. Share your images of our national wildlife refuges and tag us with @USFWS and #WildlifeRefuge. fws.gov/refuges